So this is lesson 11 in Algebra 1, reciprocal and multiplicative inverse, order of operations, and identifying multiplication and addition. So again, 3 parts to this section, but they're very, very short, so we should be able to cruise through here. A reciprocal is any number flipped upside down. So if we have 1/2, the reciprocal is 2 over 1. If we have 2 over 3, the reciprocal is 3 over 2. If we have 4, we're going to make it a fraction and make the reciprocal 1/4. If they're negatives, -5, we're going to make -5 over 1. The reciprocal, they're not equal. The reciprocal is -1 over 5. So the negatives tag along. They don't change. If we have 0, the reciprocal is, well, that's 0 over what? So there's no reciprocal. Okay, so you just kind of ignore the reciprocal of 0. If a number is multiplied by its reciprocal, the answer will always be 1. If we multiply these two numbers here, I said they were reciprocals, we get 6 over 6. Multiply this, we get 2 over 2. Multiply this, we get 4 over 4. So they always will reduce to 1. Order of operations, which is the next section in this set of Algebra 1 problems. If we want to simplify or compute the value of something like 4 times 3 plus 2 plus -3 times 5, we have to use PEMDAS. And you have used this over and over and over again. This is parentheses. These are exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. So, just to review over this real quick, you do everything in parentheses first. Well, I look over here, and that's the only thing in parentheses, one number. Can't do anything with that. So step 1's done. Exponents. I don't have any exponents here, so that part's done. Multiplication or division from left to right. So we start on the left and move over to the right, and we do our multiplication or the division, depending on what we run into as we go. Then we do addition or subtraction from left to right. So we start over here, and whenever we see a plus sign or a minus sign, we do it as we go across here. So the only thing we have here is some pluses and some multiplication. So we're going to do the multiplication first. So you get 12, and then I'm going to leave everything else alone, and then we have another multiplication here. Now we do our addition from left to right. Doesn't really matter if you do it from left to right, but it's just what they say do it. So we've got 14 plus -15. Signs are different. We take the difference, sign of the largest number, and we're done with that one. When we jump up to exercise, let's see, 11.2, we have -5 times 2 minus 3 plus 6 times 3. So we're going to do our multiplication. Then we're going to change this minus to a plus. Signs are the same, so we're going to add. Signs are different, so we're going to take the difference, put the sign of the largest on there, and we're done with that one. So for 11.3, we get 4 times 3 minus 2 times 5 plus 6 minus 5 times 2. So let's do our multiplication first. We get a completely wrong answer if we don't. Okay, now we're going to change these to pluses, and a -10 plus 6 plus -10. Signs are different, take the difference between those two. 2 plus 6 is 8. Signs are different, we're going to take the difference, put the sign of the largest one there, and we get -2. Kind of fun. And I think they're kind of fun because you're doing a little bit of difficult stuff, but it's not coming too hard. So kind of enjoy doing that kind of stuff. When we have something like 4 minus 3 times 5 minus 7 times -6 minus the quantity 4 times -5. Okay, so again, we're going to do our multiplication first. There's one right there. So 4 minus 3 times 5, we're ignoring signs, it's 15, minus 7 times negative 6. Okay, notice I got a negative 42 there because this negative here is this one, and 7 times negative 6 is negative 42. And we're going to bring this sign down and multiply 4 times negative 5 and get negative 20. See how it works well to have things in parentheses. So I'm just 2 negatives give me a positive. 2 negatives give me a positive. Signs are different. Sign of the largest on top. Signs are different. Take the difference between the two. Sign of the largest. And that gives me 51 for my answer. Okay, so that one's a little bit tricky. But if you just keep track of where your negatives are, and like I say, I put parentheses around stuff, and that helps me to get the right answer. I mean, I don't make near as many mistakes when I do that. All right, so that's lesson 11.